Classic rock.
Revisit.
Classic rock.
Revisit.
Classic rock.
Revisit.
I can't imagine the choice you were faced with. I mean, I saw you guys back then. I said it was nothing against Lou. He's a great guy, and he's one of the best vocalists of the '70s. He's going to go down in history.
Oh, absolutely.
Unfortunately, he had health issues, and I mean, for you, that's a guy that's like your brother. You've known him 30 years. You know, you helped discover him and get him in the band. I can't imagine the stress.
Well, we did everything we could, you know, with myself and the other members of the band at that time, and to do what we could for Lou, and we did several tours together, and it wasn't for want of trying to help him to get back, but he made some decisions about things he wanted to do, and so eventually this is the way it's ended up. But obviously I still have a great appreciation of what we had shared together, and what we accomplished together. So
well, and the casual fan can be like, oh, Mick's the bad guy. But, I mean, I can't imagine having to look at a friend and know that my musical vision and career's got to go on and that they've got problems and they're making other decisions. That'd be horrible to have to do, man.
Well, I think, we ever since the first of Lou's solo albums, which was around, I guess, 87, there was unease always from that point on. It was the fact that, what is more important here? Is this solo careers, or is this a band, that's going to stay together? And unfortunately, it went through a lot of, twists and turns in that area throughout the 90s, and it was never quite stable where I would say that we really could sort of regain that thing that we had earlier on, But that's the way it goes, and I think I'm happy doing what I'm doing now, and I think Lou's, chosen to do things in a more spiritual approach to his music, and I hope he's happy doing that, But it's the way life is. It's a bit like a marriage, and you have to expect all these kind of things to happen. And
now, on a more positive and fun note, man, did you write Feels Like the First Time before Foreigner was formed?
Oh yeah, it was basically the song. It was the foundation of me making a decision to sort of try and put a band together. I had written that. I'd written a song called At War with the World. I had there were about 3 songs. I think the other one was on the first album was Woman Oh Woman, and I basically had those 3 songs, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? I wasn't in a band at the time, Spooky Tooth had broken up. I had done a stint with Leslie West, and that had sort of kind of collapsed, and I just didn't know quite what I was going to be doing, and then I just sat down, and I guess a little bit in desperation, and just pounded away and just to see what I could come up with, and that was the first one.
That is a great story, man. And of course, you were one of those like 15-year overnight successes,
Yeah, right.
Were you ready, though, after the time in the music industry? Those first 2 albums just flew out the stores. Were you ready for the success, Mick?
Well, I mean, I'd already paid some dues already, but, definitely it wasn't an overnight thing for me. It had been a little while in getting there, but no, I don't think anybody could be ready for kind of what happened there. It was just unbelievable. It was just shot through the roof, completely, and I don't think anybody could be ready quite for that kind of thing when you're out selling people like the Stones and Zeppelin, who are on the same label as you, and you're setting new heights, new records, breaking all the records. And it was dizzying. Somehow managed to get through it, and I was a wonderful time, just fantastic time.
I've always laughed that you've made it a success in the music business when your first 2 albums are that successful, and then they call Head Games a failure because only sold 3 million or something?
Yeah. That was the case, I think, yeah.
Now, did you think, I thought Head Games was brilliant, man. I think it's my favorite Foreigner album, even the cover.
Yeah, I think that was fine too. I mean, it was designed by a woman anyway, and we got flack for it from the feminist lobby, I guess. And but I had to remind them that it was the concept of a woman who came up with that. So we just thought it was a bit cheeky. That's all.
I've heard that's the last one's a legendary Foreigner story too. Is Jukebox Hero a true story?
Yes, it is. In fact, people that come to see the show we have sort of a kind of a little outline of the story on, projected on the screen, on the video screen. So it actually was about, getting to a show in the afternoon, a bunch of fans outside the backstage door, and by the time we got back later for the show, it was pouring rain, and there was just this one kid drenched to the skin and just waiting for an autograph, and we took sort of pity on him and took him into the show and showed him all the excitement of what it's like to be a rock star. I think we even got a few groupies back there too.
Well, hell.
But it was, the sort of the vision of what it was from a kid's point of view, and maybe putting the idea in his head that one day he wanted to be that rock star too. So.
Well, man, you have a great road trip down there. If you run into Rich of Kansas, you just tell him Jeb said to knock him dead.
Okay, man.
Thanks for your time, and thanks for working this out.
You got it, man. No problem.
Classic rock.